All right, boys. So last night I got into a little bit of Twitter drama, and I swear to God, this is the funniest thing I think that's ever happened to me on Twitter, at least in the last month or so. So basically, like, I called a guy cringe, and then he made a multi-level tweet thread about how I'm a fascist and I lead, like, a group of, like, racists on the internet and I terrorize the YouTuber or something like that. It was one of these, like, really dramatic threads that's, like, just completely pulling shit out of their ass to devaluate me and all my opinions and stuff like that. And the worst part is that this guy is not a small YouTuber. This guy has 500,000 subs. So at this point, I kind of need to respond. Otherwise, everyone's going to think I'm like some sort of undercover, like, crypto fascist or something like that, which is just ridiculous. But the start of this drama is pretty pathetic, if I'm going to be honest with you. It literally is basically just me calling this guy cringe, and then it escalates completely from there. Now, this whole drama starts where he tweets out this video that was made criticizing him. And he says, absolute genius makes video telling the world he's madly in love with me. So obviously he's already coping or whatever. A video comes out criticizing him. He starts tweeting it on Twitter. He's like, you're just in love with me, dude. You can't criticize me, bro. Like, he just starts coping or whatever. So I basically call him out or whatever. I'm like, the opening of this video says you can't take criticism, and then proceed to tweet it out with a passive-aggressive caption, obviously to farm dislikes or whatever. Which is true, alright? And I'm not even against that, alright? Look, I've done it before. People have made really brain-dead videos on me, and I've tweeted them out before, obviously, to, cause a little bit of trouble. I'm not gonna lie, alright? And I know I'm open about that, alright? I'm just, I'm completely transparent. I'm like, look, I don't give a fuck. It's whatever. But, I mean, he's obviously coping or whatever. He's obviously mad. He's obviously salty or whatever. And you have to understand that this guy has a bit of a history with not being able to take criticism very well. About a year ago, Kavos spent 5 minutes on a live stream criticizing this guy's channel, kind of ripping into it, in Kava's style or whatever. If you're familiar with his channel, you know how Kavos run things, he kind of picks apart channels or whatever. He didn't even do a video on this guy. He just responded to a video this guy made on a live stream in a 5-minute segment, and this prompted not one, but 2 video responses, including one of them saying, Kavos made me want to quit YouTube. And I just have to point out, alright, if you're a YouTube commentator, and another commentator slightly criticizing you for 6 minutes is enough for you to almost quit YouTube, then you got no business being on here, alright? I'm just saying, for your own good, it's probably best that you delete your channel and just not engage, because you clearly can't handle it, alright? But this guy's a spurg or whatever. Every time he gets into drama, he got into, a situation where basically there was like some video where Dixie D'Amelio, who's some TikTok star, was caught vaping on camera. And this guy, because he runs a news Twitter account, decided to reach out to Dixie D'Amelio's dad and basically say, hey, we caught your daughter vaping on camera. Would you like to issue a statement? He got a lot of backlash on that for Twitter. Basically, people were like, what the fuck, dude? You're such a snitch. Dude, who cares? Oh, she got caught vaping or whatever. Who gives a shit? Why are you taking this so seriously? You're literally just a spurg or whatever. And so now he says that he's not a news Twitter. He's a satire Twitter. Matter of fact, I think he even says it in his like pinned tweet right after he got backlash. He was like, "Oh, I'm a comedian, guys. I don't. Let me clarify how my page is run. This is a satirical interview, news, and commentary page. Multiple stories will be posted every day. Only facts relevant to the story will be presented. My opinions will be rarely shared." And so he basically goes on this whole spiel like months ago how he's actually a comedian now and how he's a satire page. And so every time he says something stupid or goofy, he's actually joking, so you can't criticize him, basically. He actually got into an argument with somebody that I know, and his response was like, oh, I'm a comedian. I've been to every New York comedy club ever. I'm a big comedian now. Which I don't believe, but, whatever. I guess take his word for what you may. This is him responding to when Kavas lightly criticized him.
Hey guys, today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm just going to have a conversation with you guys because, especially after yesterday's video, I got a lot of feedback. A lot of you guys thought I wasn't being my regular self. I wasn't being like super excited and just animated about how I was reacting.
Now, at this point, you might expect him to say something like, oh, well, we had a family tragedy, you know, there was a family emergency, I've been kind of down in the dumps, or, oh, I just broke up with my girlfriend, or something like, you know, you'd expect something like that to prompt why he's feeling sad recently. But listen on.
I'm just going to be completely honest with you guys. I've just been kind of sad over the past few days, ever since that whole thing with Kavos, where he
what? Huh?
tore my channel apart.
Oh, he tore your channel apart. Well, guess what, dude? You're a commentary YouTuber. Your job is tearing people apart. There's nothing wrong with that. Matter of fact, the most constructive criticism you can get on YouTube is often the harshest. You know what I mean? But let's say Kavos wasn't even being constructive. Who cares? He goofed on your channel. Are you gonna cry about it? I mean, he literally did. He literally cries about that.
Appreciate all the positive feedback I got.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of you left some really kind comments. You know, it went on Twitter. Were really nice to me. So I definitely really appreciate that. But
dude, this guy wants to say he's a comedian. There's no way, dude. Being a comedian is literally getting ripped apart every single day. If this guy can't handle a YouTube commentary channel slightly goofing on him, then literally leave the internet, because I'm telling you, for your own good, it's for your best if you can't handle this. But whatever, dude. This was a year ago, all right? He's changed. He's evolved. He's blown up since then or whatever. And now he's sparking out at, again, less than 1,000 sub YouTubers slightly criticizing him on the internet. So, of course, you know, me being me, of course, I get into some Twitter shenanigans. I basically call him cringe or whatever. I'm like, you know, it's kind of funny how the video is literally calling you out for not being able to take criticism, and you're just like, you immediately get salty on Twitter. I mean, there's a way. Look, if somebody is giving you legit criticism, it's probably good to legitimately respond to them. Now, if somebody's being a spurg or going after you for some bullshit reason, then by all means, go roast them or whatever. I'm just saying it's a little bit spurgy on Twitter. That's all I'm getting at there. Now, this prompts a back and forth or whatever, and he then goes on to basically say, never knew you were the type to back out when it got tough. Oh, well. And I was like, are you trolling? What are you talking about? He says, this person has been following me since I had less than 100 followers. If they still don't understand my account, then how will anyone understand me, with a bunch of crying emojis? And so I'm like, if you're just saying I was pretending to be retarded, then we can just stop here, since everything you say is just an epic joke at the end of the day. He says, you were so gung-ho to go on the cleaners, and now you're saying stop? You still haven't responded to this tweet. You mysteriously stopped wanting to respond after it. Did the proverbial cat get your tongue? So at this point, he basically, like, we're having like a back and forth, and all of a sudden he's getting pretty aggro or whatever. He's like, basically calling me a bitch or whatever. He's like, you won't talk to me or whatever. So I'm just like, I don't know, man. It's a little bit difficult to have a conversation with somebody that doesn't actually believe in anything they say. Everything you say that's stupid is just a joke to you at the end of the day. It's impossible to nail you on anything when every time you say something dumb, it's just a meme at the end of the day. Which is true. I mean, how could I have a conversation with a guy if literally everything's a joke? So then he says, oh, so you're going to keep deflecting and saying the way I frame things makes it hard for you to respond. Excuses are nice when you have nothing to say. And I'm like, my dude, you're the walking definition of hiding behind excuses. But if you really want to chat, let's go on right now. Fire up the stream. And I gotta be honest with you guys, people were saying, oh, why don't you just talk to him in private or whatever? I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna waste my time talking to people in private that I don't even know on the internet. If we're gonna talk, it's me on live stream or whatever. I'm not gonna get into private calls with people and just, you know, ooh, let's, you know, let me waste like an hour of my night just talking to you like you're my friend. Dude, I call my friends, alright? I don't talk to random people on the internet. If we're gonna have at it, we're gonna go on live stream, alright? I don't care if I'm going on your stream or you're going on mine. It's gonna be live, all right? I'm not gonna get into little, ooh, let's get on the phone and talk it out like we're buddies. No, that's not how this works. Anyway, so he says the page's bio and pin tweet. He basically deflects. He's not even talking about the live or whatever. And I'm basically saying I'm literally live right now if you want to talk. And then he says, why would I go on your show? If you want to talk to a pile of rocks sitting in a closet, I could use my rock collection in my own apartment. That was hilarious, my dude. Is this that New York comedy really shining through? Is this like... The setup for that joke was just phenomenal. I mean, that was just hilarious. I'm rolling on the floor laughing, dude. You killed me. So then I respond, you asked for the conversation, but alright. And he says, bro, why would I ask to be on your channel? You literally invited me before through someone else. I didn't go for a reason. I don't know what he's talking about here. I literally don't know what he's saying. And then you complained about it after I went on John Swan's stream. Again, I have literally no clue what he's talking. This is not me calling him out. I'm just saying I literally do not remember or get the reference that he's making here. So I respond, what are you talking about? Come on, I literally don't know what you're talking about. And, well, you know, it ended from there. I mean, we basically went on live stream. We were goofing on him. We were roasting him or whatever. And it was just a, you know, it is very, you know, it's just some joke or whatever. Some of my buddies start tweeting at him, calling him a coward for not coming on. And he starts acting tough on Twitter. He starts playing gangster or whatever. You want some too, bro? Don't even get me started. Which is like, you want some, you didn't even give any to me. What do you mean you want some too? You're not even dishing out in the first place. But this, gentlemen, is where it gets really funny, alright? So after this really gay back and forth or whatever, he issues the nuclear bomb onto my channel and issues a 6-tweet thread on why we're all assholes or something like that. I don't know. So buckle down, ladies and gentlemen, and let me read you this epic, hot nuclear take. Conclusion. There's a group of YouTubers who attempt to present themselves as the moral center of the commentary community. These same folks dogpile on other YouTubers whenever they get the chance. Don't get it twisted. They would never face off one-on-one. They need the group. My dude, you could have come on my stream one-on-one with me. It was literally just me in the call before you bitched out of the fight, and then after you bitched out, all my friends hopped on. I mean, Turkey Tom was in the call before, but if you had been like, I'll get on, but you need to kick Tom out, I would have obviously kicked Tom out. Tom has no reason to be there in the first place. If it's a conversation between you and me, obviously. These YouTubers bait people to respond, and when they get a response, they say the person is too sensitive for responding. It's a cheap tactic to try to invalidate someone's freedom to respond and effectively shut them up. I literally don't know what he's talking about here. These YouTubers try to cloak themselves in this holier-than-thou mantle, as if they're not prone to doing the exact same things other YouTubers do for clicks. Spoiler alert, they do. Alright, buddy, I'm gonna need you to, like, be a little bit more clear here, because this vague speak is just, it's literally going right past my head. I have no idea. I need some examples right now, because I literally have no idea what you're talking about. This is where it gets epic. These YouTubers use shady tactics to try to disenfranchise minority creators. They make jokes that hinge on misogyny. They flirt with fascist ideas and mask it as edginess. So now he's going full, like, retard on this one. So first off, we're all a bunch of racists. We always shit on minorities or whatever. My dude, if I had to guess, I looked at your profile picture on Twitter. You look white to me. Your little character looks pretty white. I had no idea you were Brazilian. You looked white to me. But even if, like, what do you think that changes? Like, do you think we all thought you were Brazilian and we're like, oh yeah, let's gang up on the brown guy? Like, that's not, race had nothing to do with this, alright? What are you talking, like, race has literally nothing to do with anything that we're talking about. You're the one bringing race into this. Obviously, as a guilt trip tactic, you know, it's very disgusting. Then he says they make jokes that hinge on misogyny. Full disclaimer, I am a misogynist, alright? You got me there. They flirt with fascist ideas and mask as edginess. I have literally no idea what you're talking about with fascism. Yeah, we're Nazi Germany over here. You know, we're commentary channels that flirt with fascist ideas. I don't even understand. The irony of it all is that if you fight back or respond, they deem you sensitive. If you don't respond, they run you over. Dude, you didn't fight back at all. I offered you the opportunity to fight back and you ran away. Alright? And fair enough if you don't want to go on my live stream. Alright? I'm not saying you have to. But what I am saying is that you say I'm backing out of a conversation, you call me a bitch, you basically say, Augie won't talk to me about this, I offer you a platform, and then you run away. Do you not see the irony in that? Do you not see how that's funny? Like, there's just no self-awareness here. I'm from Brazil. I moved to America by myself when I was 12 with nothing. That's a cool story, bro. I don't believe that, unfortunately. Maybe it's true. I'm pressing X to doubt on that one. But okay, you were 12, you had absolutely nothing, you pulled yourself out of Brazil. Cool story. Even if that's true, why is that relevant? I don't run away. You literally did. And I'm not apologizing for standing up for myself. this group of YouTubers are right now going on a stream where they will most likely read this thread and attempt to mock me. I say do it. Keep laughing at me. Just don't try to say later that it isn't fun. What? Huh? What are you talking about? This guy doesn't even know what he's saying. He's just spitting out words and hoping that it sticks. Conclusion, you're a pussy. I think that it really, yeah. He should have just wrote that instead. I would have accepted that, all right? If you've been like, yeah, I'm a massive pussy, I would have been like, okay, well, fair enough, dude. I mean, I agree. Finally, you know, we've reached an agreement here. I agree, you are a pussy, but he had to write this, like, 7-tweet manifesto about how we're all fascist Hitlers and just, you know, terrorizing the youth or something like that. I don't know anything with what he's talking about, but, yeah, it's just kind of funny. I call this guy cringe on Twitter, and he has a complete meltdown, breaks down, and copes the entire night. Oh, by the way, while I was sleeping tonight and, you know, having the time of my life, just, you know, resting from my long day in the battlefields and the trenches on Twitter, this guy was blocking every single person that is following me on Twitter. Including myself, by the way, which is why I'm on my alt account. But this guy was just going nuts, just blocking everyone, including blocking people that had no issue with him, that weren't even tweeting at him. Like, I woke up and I saw tweets from people basically being like, what? I was cool with you. We were chill, dude. Like, why did you block me? Huh? So, just goes to show, the 5 million IQ plays at heart here. This guy is just, he's a spurg. There's just nothing else to it. Hopefully you guys don't walk away thinking that I'm some fascist dictator in Germany trying to, you know, bring back the Fourth Reich or whatever. I don't I don't know what he's talking about, but yeah, you're cringe, Def Noodles, and my channel's better than yours, so bow down. Bow down, buddy!